Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, first off, the winner of yesterday's prize giveaway, which was that little, we were saying blue velvet for that little blue velvet bag, that is going to Emily Anderson. So, Emily, if you would please take a quick peek in the description box, you will find my email address. Please email me and let me know where in the world you would like me to mail your prize to. Please don't forget to include whatever address you want me to mail it to in the email that you send me. Okay. And that'll expedite everything nicely. So, all right, you guys, now today I'm doing another giveaway, of course. By the way, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Each year I do some prize giveaways on my channel to thank my subscribers. This year I started a little earlier than usual. So, yeah, here is what I'm giving away today. So first off, this time it's a little gray bag, and inside the little gray bag is one of these serpent rings with a green stone and a green it's actually the tree of life is within this pendant. There, you can see it a little bit better now. So on one hand, we could talk of change, we could talk of tree of life, or the snake and the tree. I don't know, maybe Adam and Eve-esque storyline there too. However you want to view that, it's up to you, right? But the other thing that comes along with this, just because after all, it is, I don't know, it's just Halloween, and cats go along with Halloween time. There's also inside of this envelope, there is a Galaxy cat card, and there are a couple of Galaxy, well, excuse me, not Galaxy, but cat oracle cards. So if you are a feline lover and enjoy oracle cards as well, feel free to go ahead and enter to win. For this, we'll just say, just type in the comment section cat. That just lets me know, but you would be getting the baggie of the goodies as well. Okay. So, and I just asked you guys to type that so I know who wants to enter to win. Okay. So yeah, all you have to do is give this video a thumbs up, be a subscriber to the channel, and write the word cat in the comment section. And then don't forget to watch tomorrow, because then we'll see who the winner is. Okay. So you want to make sure you hear it if it's your name I call. All right. So now let's get to this story, shall we? So I always start these out with something real that happened, and always surrounding a storyline with my dog. When my dog was a baby, I really wanted to make sure that I did as much as I could to get him to be like a confident little full-grown dog. And so one of the things that they suggest you do with your puppies is really make sure that you touch your puppies, touch their little ears, pick them up, lay them on their back, touch their paws, make sure, even, put your fingers on their little gums and stuff like that, so that when it comes time when they're a little older, they're not like all wigged out about their ears getting looked at, which, by the way, despite my best efforts, my dog hates his ears being looked at. But aside from that, he just loves to be pet. I mean, he is he'll come and pet you if you don't pet him, like how a cat rubs up against you and stuff. And it was just really cute because for whatever reason, he just reminded me so much of his little baby self. Today, he was just very roly-poly, huggy, wanted to wrap himself around my foot, and he's a dog now. So it was just cute to see him like, Mama, pet my ears, touch my paws. It was just really cute. He wanted to be like cuddled a little bit. So maybe that's a message for today. Maybe somebody is like, I want to be loved too much. I want to be cuddled. I want to be held. I want to be touched real sweet. Yeah, I want someone who gives me like a little eyebrow massage, that kind of gentleness. We've got the Strength card. If someone's looking for softness and gentleness, let me tell you, they may be someone who is used to being like, doesn't matter how powerful we are, doesn't matter like what we do for a living, doesn't matter. And none of that matters. At the end of the day, we're all human beings with the same, need for compassion and understanding and sensitivity. So this could be someone who could be a feminine who is in that mental headspace where it's like, yeah, I mean, like I can handle everything. I'm cool, calm, collected. I got me. But you know what, man, I'd love for somebody to just give me just a scalp massage. I want to find someone who is just super wraps me up in their arms and just kind of cradles me. This can be a really strong, powerful, masculine or feminine who also happens to be looking for that kind of tenderness right now. Could it get any more straightforward? We just got a Knight of Cups. Yes, some very strong, independent individual. Again, Masculine or feminine is irrelevant. Right now, it looks like we have the story of a divine feminine who is actively saying, universe, please send me that kind of, I've got that song, I Need a Hero, in my mind, that 80s song. Send me somebody that is sensitive. Maybe this is somebody who's good at being out on the battlefield of life. They're always successful. They always, manage to keep their life really organized. Maybe they don't have a need for anybody to come in to make their life good, but it's like, well, of course not. I can do that stuff on my own, but what I'd like is to have this kind of sensitivity in my world, this kind of loving, energetic, compassionate, sensitive individual. And it's really interesting because I think that our lead character is saying, I want to enter into a phase of my life that is more calm. I'm not looking for like crazy, intense passion so much as I'm looking for peaceful, mature, soothing, really sweet energy vibes. I want to move on from, I almost think somebody wants to alter how they've been having to live their life. Like, I'm always out there, doing the hustle, like, focus on career, focus on making life stable. And I have courage to handle anything that comes my way. But wow, I'd really like to have partnership or have an energy in my life that is just like a safe haven. We got that 5 of Cups in the reverse. This is somebody who's so sick to death of thinking about exes who cheated, relationships that, end up, failing because, people aren't mature enough to actually say what they mean what they say. This is like, I really have zero interest in any more heartbreaks. I have zero interest in, intrigue. And I think that's why somebody's like, I don't want somebody flashy and, there'll be all this intense drama and intense passion. I want somebody that's like the real deal. I want somebody who comes in with pure intentions. They come in on a white horse, for goodness sakes. I want someone who's got, heck, this person could be open to somebody younger than themselves, older than themselves. They could care less about age. What I like about this is we've got a character who's cracking it wide open saying, look, I just want a nice person. That old saying that, whatever, nice girls, nice guys always finish last, in the big race. They're never the ones that are chosen. This character is saying, oh no, trust me, all I want is the nice person. I don't want the liar. I don't want the passion. I don't want the intrigue. I want the person who's sensitive and loving and soft and someone I can count on. And like, this is such a, like, yeah, bring me the kind of hero that other people overlook. Bring me that kind of person. Got a Queen of Sacred Circles in the reverse. I think that our lead character is abandoning whoever they used to be as well. They're like, yeah, I don't want to be the person who gives and gives and gives and winds up shafted. I don't want to be the person who, honestly, I'm not crying over any exes either. This is not a story of anybody who's waiting for an ex to come in. Our lead character here is not at all interested in an ex, especially not with that Queen of Sacred Circles in the reverse. Queen of Staves in the upright. Hail to the no. This Queen of this is like a Queen of Wands, but they call her Queen of Staves in this deck. She stands here and she goes, what I want is the kind of person I am intuitively manifesting. I will know that person when they approach me. And this could be like she could be very valuable. This Queen of Wands. Okay, so let me simplify it. If you are identifying with this character, whether you're a male or a female right now, you are incredibly well put together. You're incredibly attractive. You're incredibly sexy. You've got a certain flair. And part of that certain flair comes from this deep level of confidence, because it's like, I don't give a what about all the people that come in that can flash stuff my way. I'm not impressed. Don't care about your money. Don't care about, all of the pizzazzy stuff that people may try to, sorry, I want to do jazz hands. I don't care about your jazz hands. I don't care about, all of your financial abundance. I don't care about all the different stuff that you've done in life. What I care about is someone who seems authentic. So that kind of vibe, this Queen of Wands cannot be bought, cannot be like she doesn't have a weak spot that people can manipulate her into wanting them. She can't be manipulated into wanting someone, because the thing that she wants is something authentic. That alone, she's unconcerned with all of these other people, and it's almost like she sees everybody else running around doing their thing, trying to be like flashy, trying to be alluring, and she's just like, yeah, it's a total turn off. All I want is the person who is simply who they really are. I'm not looking for anything other than just a good person. And I think that alone sets her apart. That sense of self, that sense of, sometimes when people are disinterested, it's when everybody's like, oh my gosh, why aren't they noticing me? Look at, everybody wants me. All the players want to hit up this person. So whether you're masculine or feminine doesn't matter, but all the players get more and more intrigued, because it's like, they can't get your attention. They can't buy your attention. They can't, whatever their lines are, especially don't work. It has the exact opposite effect. So that makes her probably much more desirable. So all of a sudden, this Queen of Wands is getting people come out of the woodworks, to the point where it could be like, what the heck is going on? Like, I really so over the players. I feel like this queen probably went through some kind of a relationship where it was the last wrong one that she's ever going to deal with. It was something where, again, she's not giving any what's to it anymore. But we do see evidence of something here. Yep, somebody was a player. Somebody ran off with somebody else. Somebody cheated. Somebody lied. And they liked the lying and the cheating and the intrigue. And who she had been, or he had been in this relationship, had been the person that would have stayed with this individual for the rest of their lives. They would have given everything. All of my resources would have been yours. I would have had your children, or, been the mother, father to your child. I would have stayed with you when we were old and gray, and, had toenail fungus together, and, whatever ugly stuff we went through, I would have been with you through all of it. That's who our lead character was to whatever this partnership was. This is somebody who got shafted badly for the last time. They realized that you don't cry over people that like drama and intrigue, and would take all of that stability that you had offered them and smash it on the rocks, just because it was almost like, ooh, I wonder if, if this lead character, I wonder what they'll do when they find out I've cheated on him. It's almost like this person was like, so not worthy of our lead character's time or energy. And that's the vibe that our lead character got into. They didn't get mad. They didn't get heartbroken. They were just like, oh my God, really? That's embarrassing for them. Okay, moving on then. And this served our lead character really well. It's partly why they are so freaking sexy right now, because when you've gone through that kind of just like, oh my God, seriously, I'm so much better than this mess that I went through. I think that just kind of like, it stripped everything else away. It stripped away this person's, our lead character is not intimidated by people who have lines. They're not swept up by anyone who's used to, like, I feel like they learned all the player ways. Like, they know every game there is in the player handbook that apparently some people live by. And I just feel like no player can play this individual anymore. That is making, I think, other players like lose their freaking minds, because it's like, why can't I get you to pay attention to me? So just by not succumbing to any more relationships that would shake out that way, that has made our lead character extremely remember when I said it's like making all the other players like go bananas? Yeah, we got the Nine of Swords. She's unattainable. And that is essentially what the Queen of Wands can appear to be, is unattainable. How do I get her to notice me? They don't understand. By being yourself. That's all you have to be, is just be real. She doesn't care about all your lines. There's not a way. There could be just that one ex in the past who is whoever this big, huge, ridiculous player was. I'm sorry, I'm just going to call it like I see it. This ridiculous player where they actually somehow, the reason I say I roll my eyes so much at this is because here's our lead character. They show up here as a king. So it could have been even if this were a feminine we were talking about, she might have actually been like more financially stable, had, her own place to live, things like that, was just, was rocking it, or it was a masculine, doesn't matter. But it's a really well put together person. And whoever they were, they thought their partner was, it's so crazy because you see that this person is looking over. Here they have somebody, but they're still looking over like, oh, I wonder if they're going to find out. I wonder. It's like the intrigue and drama that was like somehow intentional in this interaction was the thing that really made our Queen of Pentacles become that Queen of Wands. Like, ugh, how gross was that? How pitiful that they enjoyed that intrigue and drama. They enjoyed messing with my head, wondering how long they could either string me along or whatever this was. Sorry, I know that's not very nice, but here's the thing. Our lead character is over this, and I'm pointing it out because this is the embarrassment for the person who played those little games, because all the while they were playing those games, they kept watching, wondering, ooh, what's going to happen? So they were actually still pretty obsessed with our lead character, which is the craziest part, because they wanted to apparently hold on to the lead character while messing with somebody else, but wondering if the lead character knew about all this. This is just like such our lead character is so above this, right? And that's how they feel. It's like, I really don't even need to deal with this. So they're over it. Our lead character is over it. They're in a place where they're quite untouchable at this point, not just from that ex, but from anyone who plays the player's handbook, which must be a pretty empty book, right? Because basically it would be like, never say anything true. That's it. That's all you got to do to be a player, right? That's a pretty empty book, because that's a pretty empty way to go about behaving. But the only thing this person has at this point is a ton of stress. I don't get why they've got to show up or why they're so stressed over our lead character. I guess because our lead character is looking like more of a tasty treat than they ever have in this person's eyes. They might have really thought something like, well, this person really is crazy about me, and I can probably get away with a whole bunch. And as long as they don't quite find out, maybe they'll never even directly ask me, because I think they're going to want to hang on to me. I think that this player played themselves right out the front door, and now they're super stressed out. I'm not sure how or why they thought that this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands person was going to want to hold on to them. I think that they did not understand the soul of this lead character at all. So I want to go back and I want to talk about, so we've got this Queen of Wands. Again, masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. It's coming up in that Queen of Wands, meaning if this is a man, this is a man who's in their divine feminine energy saying, I am ready to receive an amazing person who shows up in my life, who is super straightforward, no guile, no coyness, no game playing, because hey, women are players too, right? Women can be just as sneaky, deceptive, all that jazz, right? And this lead character, whether it's a masculine or a feminine, they just literally can see right through it. They don't even see it. It's more like, you notice how her eyes are shut, and that third eye is like this huge, blazing opal. It's like you can't put anything over on this, because fakeness comes across almost like, trying to think of something that you can't mistake, like the stench of rotten eggs. Somebody starts to say something and it's, sickeningly sweet, or it's like a line or whatever. Apparently this is what people do when they're giving lines. Sorry, I have fun on my channel. I crack myself up. That thing doesn't work at all. Okay. Does not work at all. Okay. So where do we go from here? Well, we're talking about who is this? Who is this that's coming in? Remember, this is the person that our lead character is saying, I wish for something kinder, more straightforward. I'm not asking for the universe. I'm just asking for somebody that I can have a genuine conversation with. It's interesting because we've got this 5 of Swords. it's a curious thing because they're hoping to meet someone who's actually, I don't want to say nervous, but someone who maybe is the reason they don't have guile, and the reason they aren't coy, and the reason they don't have a bunch of lines, that they don't have game, basically. They could be someone where our lead character is hoping to meet an open-hearted, emotionally available individual who, if anything, they've learned how to guard themselves too, because maybe they've been through it, but they've still stayed nice. You know, like a lot of times really nice people become targets for people that are like, oh, this nice person, man, they're going to give me anything that I want, as long as I pretend to be nice like they are. And by the time I hose them, they're not going to realize I wasn't nice. I was taking their nice stuff away from them. I feel like our lead character is saying, I want someone who understands that. Not someone who's jaded, but rather someone who is just like, I feel like our lead character says, I'll know them when I see them, because they'll be an awful lot like me. Not just anyone can approach them. We'll have an ability to connect and understand each other without it being like some, again, it's not going to be games. It's not going to be lie upon lie. It's not going to be the way, some of these situations have been or can be. We got a 4 of Cups in the reverse. Again, I want someone who mirrors me, in the sense that maybe life has taught them how to, be more cautious, how to smell the rotten egg stench of, the people that aren't very truthful, but they're not hurting over their exes any more than I am. Somebody who truly is, I'm just going to say wiser, and still choosing to be a good guy, a good gal, whatever you want to call them. I want a nice person. That's what this boils down to. Just a regular human being that doesn't have this flashy fake smile, that isn't calculating and manipulative. I want someone that isn't still tangled up and hurt over their exes, who were maybe as manipulative as my exes were. I want someone who's not walking around with a chip on their shoulder saying, how could that person have hurt me? If only they'll figure it out and then come back and do right by me. No, I want someone who understands it just the way I do, which is, once you learn that sometimes people play games and they don't learn, they just go on to the next person to play more games with. Those are the ones that we don't want to invite back in. And I feel like that was the lesson that she got. And so that's the thing. She's not looking for somebody who's heartbroken, but she is looking for somebody who's wise. And usually we don't get to be wise until we've been through a few things. And I think that's the whole point. She wants somebody who is not some wounded bird. She is not down to fix anybody's, not splinting anybody's broken angel wings. No. She wants somebody who's got the same grit that she's got, who basically, instead of being wounded, they rose above it and said, I deserve a lot better. That's what she's asking for. That's what she'll wind up with too. For one split second, let's go over here and ask, who is Mr. or Mrs. Stressy? The person who's stressing out, going banana pants. Oh, surprise, surprise. It's the liar, pants on fire. We've got a 7 of Swords. I'm being very blunt in this one, aren't I? We got a 6 of Cups. We got a Hermit in the reverse. We got the Sun card. Oh my gosh. So they're all stressed out. This is the ex that our lead character couldn't care one toot for at this point. They're all stressed out because I do think that they thought somehow they could still hold on to our lead character. Well, that's not happening. Now they're trying to figure out, is there a way that I could get the lead character? Now, they never once has it crossed their mind, what if I changed and tried to present myself and really be a different person? They're thinking, okay, what kind of a lie could I tell about maybe why I disappeared on them or why I cheated? Is there some, this could be a fantastical lie that this person is trying to craft. Like, okay, let me think. Maybe I could come back in and I could lie and say, I didn't cheat. I instead was like, forced into assisting someone in a time of need and posing as their spouse, or, just something psycho. I don't know why I'm saying it like this, other than this person is standing here with this big old grin with all these swords in amongst all these people. I feel like it's high levels of intrigue where it's like, They're trying to think, how big of a whopper would I have to tell to try to get the lead character to believe this? What if I said, well, it was about my mother and father, told me that they needed me to do this for this person, and I felt so obligated. And, but, it's like they want to involve some whopper of a lie with all these other stories, just so they can try to come back. They can try to get our lead character to talk to them, because they think if the lead character would just talk to me, I would be really happy. The big thing is they hate being shut out of our lead character's life. They feel like an inexplicable continual draw to our lead character. They want something from our lead character. Now, this could be a soulmate interaction where our lead character has been a bit of a teacher for them, and they are maybe that child, that student. The problem is, just because somebody says, I want to still be around you, I know I did things that made you not want to be around me, but I need to still be around you because there's things that, it's like this person is hungry. They may even admire this person to such an extent, and yet the person that they admire, the person that they most want to be around, is also the person that maybe they didn't do right by. Well, it makes kind of sense when we look at it like this. If they are a selfish child mindset, and the individual who is our lead character, if they've seen this lead character as somebody almost like somebody really wise, somebody who's got their life together. Remember, our lead characters come out as a king. They've come out as a queen of wands. They've come out as a queen of pentacles. Doesn't matter what gender. They keep coming out as strong people with a lot of lessons, a lot of wisdom, a lot of life experience, a lot that maybe this person almost looked at our lead character not as an actual mate that they should have done right by, but more like a kid looks at, not even a parent, but like this, someone who's like way up on a pedestal, like, oh my God, you know so much more than I do. And I don't want to have to, learn your lessons or live in a better way, the way you live. I'm going to go and rebel against you. And then they go, I didn't really want to rebel and not be allowed to be around you anymore. I want you to teach me things. It's kind of that vibe. I'm sorry, no, that might be very convoluted. Let me know in the comments if that makes any sense the way I've just explained that. They want so badly, because check it out. Our hermit is the same exact person that we see there, right? This is how they view our lead character. You're wise. You're somebody that you add something into my life. You help me see life differently. There's some kind of, I almost feel like whoever this person was who messed things up so badly with our lead character, they look at our lead character as if they look at you like you have something that makes their life better. And if you would just please talk to me, like that's their big ask. They think that would be enough to make them happy, to at least be permitted to be somewhere in our lead character's life, to chit chat with them. Please don't ice me out. Please don't go silent. I would be so happy if you'd talk to me. The thing is, the whole method that they want to use to try to get back in to our lead character's life is one of deception. So I don't see that this is going to work out so hot, because they really haven't changed. They're just desperately trying to figure, how could I get you to talk to me again? Got an 8 of Swords, got the 8 of Staves. They know that they can't think of a single thing to say, but at some point they're probably just going to, in a big flurry of like blurting, they're probably just going to throw a bunch of, it could even be disjointed. It could be 8 text messages all at once, all of which could even be semi-contradicting. It could be confusing. It could be like all the thoughts that they've had running around and around in their heads. And this person's been very stressed out about this. It could be a weird collection of messages that almost don't fit together, because it's as if all of these different 8 thoughts, okay, maybe I could lie and say, this is why I disappeared on you, or why I cheated, or why I lied. Or maybe I could say this. It's like they might send 8 messages, all of which have slightly different reasons, or slightly different, like, I just really miss you. I mean, I'm sure that you don't want to talk to me, and that's fine. Like contradiction. I really think of you all the time, but it's fine if we never see each other again. It could be back and forth and just a mess. And explanations that don't add up, and partial explanations and contradictory explanations. Because in their mind, they're really stuck. And we got an 8 followed by another 8. I'm stuck. And then one day I'm just going to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Whatever I can say, whatever lie I could tell, just I don't know that they're able to get to the part of this. I don't know why, but I can't seem to let go of you. I want to be around you. I know that there's things that somehow you like. I feel better when you're in my life, even though I also resent you for that. I want you to still talk to me. That would give me some kind of incredible, immense joy. It's not like this person is offering a love relationship. I don't think that they're anywhere close to being able to do that in this story. Please click off if this is upsetting you. Just don't forget that I'm a storyteller. Please remember, this is not about anybody's real life. I am not a psychic. But in this story, we are, I try to like flesh out my characters and say, okay, who is this person and why have they operated this way? And this is a complicated person because they're in such conflict inside of themselves. This person is not young. This person could be 50s, even 40s, 50s, and yet they're only about 9 years old. And by contrast, the energy vibe of our lead character, who's switched from everything from queen to king, and now to like wise alchemist, our lead character seems to have a pretty good grip on their masculine and feminine energies. Age is, it's so funny because our lead character thinks like an older person, like a very wise, like hundreds of years of knowledge, and yet they look extremely youthful and attractive. This could be somebody who's like, they continuously get people saying, wait, you're how old? No, or just maybe even lightening this burden of having dealt with this person and, not dealing with them anymore has just made someone's, like skin look smoother and they look really comfortable in their own skin. There's some energy vibe to them that's just extremely alluring. Someone could also have like an upper ear cuff or an arm cuff or, kind of unique way to wear jewelry, some kind of personal adornment that is not run of the mill, something that's a little, like an upper ear, or they wear like one earring instead of both, or, something along those lines. Somebody could have awesome braids, or add things into their hair, just unique touches that are uniquely them, something that really makes this person come across as extremely regal. But again, it's all because of that I don't give a what kind of attitude. I dress the way I dress. I dress in what looks right for me, what feels right for me. Our lead character is extremely self-possessed, independent, and is really unshaken and unruffled by anybody else's opinion of them, any other people trying to capture their attention. Our lead character just is not impressed with anything other than things that are authentic. And that's why they're so comfortable being authentic in themselves. So we have them wanting and welcoming in a very different person, a very different quality of person. Whoever this Prince of Cups is, someone who's been through it themselves, somebody who's not longing for exes. I think the only reason that we had to talk so much about our lead character's ex is simply because they are stressing in a big way. Is there any purpose that had to come up other than just that side note? Is there any purpose for that? We got Princess of Swords, Ace of Sacred Circles. They're spying, they're watching. And on top of that, with this new beginning, you notice how we are dividing. We are making a very strong division for this new beginning in our lives. People of the past, people of my future. Things I learned, things that I'm now investing in. I feel like our lead character is aware that there's value that they gained even from this kind of miserable experience they might have had with that ex. But they have a very firm line in the sand. They're not saying, I never want to, ever think about that ex anymore. It's more like, no, that was a piece of my life. I mean, maybe an incredibly profound piece of my life. I have been willing to like really, invest in that, but it has changed. I have this line that's been drawn between what could have been and what will now be. Now, this could also be interpreted one other way, which is if our lead character says, I will still speak to you, to their ex. It's like, there will be no flirtation. There will be, you don't have a right to ask certain questions. You don't have the ability to reach out to me. There's a blockage here, but all of this is about new beginnings. And so I feel like if there is anything here, I don't know though, it could just be that this ex is trying so hard to still find a way in to figure out what's going on with our lead character, and they can't. They're hitting this complete blockage. They have no clue what's going on with our lead character. They assume that the lead character probably has moved on, but they can't even find that out. It's like, and I think it's driving them like a little bit like crazy. That might be why they're gearing up to send some wild, collection of text messages, or try to say all kinds of stuff, trying to figure out what will gain me access. The answer could be nothing. Nothing will allow them to gain access. But I could interpret this a little bit differently and say it'll be up to our lead character to decide. Do I let them have a new beginning with me where it's very tight parameters about like, okay, so what do you need? You just want a friend now? You want me to be your friend? You weren't particularly a friend to me, but it's funny how sometimes when we are able to see somebody in such a different light, I see this a lot with like people who were married once upon a time, and they might have had 3-4 kids together, and now they're in their 70s, and they're actually like, oh yeah, we have holidays together, we both remarried. Once upon a time, so and so cheated on me, it was terrible, our marriage was a disaster, we had 30 years where we literally didn't speak to each other, and now we're in our 70s, and I honestly have no problem talking to this person. It could almost be one of those kind of vibes where it's like, I don't even really remember that I was ever in love with you, so there's not actually hurt left behind. And that's why maybe I can still talk to you. This could cool to the point of it being like, I can't even imagine that we ever had like a romantic or physical relationship together, because I look at you with such a different set of eyes now. It's almost like all that happened to somebody else. So our lead character could have actually changed their perception of this person, and this person could have changed their perception of our lead character to such an extent that it's like, this is no longer a romance that had gone bad and there was cheating or anything like that. This is now like, oh my gosh, I don't even look at you like you were ever that person. Oh my God, kissing you? I can't even believe I ever kissed you. I don't even remember that it was you, because I view you in such a different light now. I'm not saying somebody's going to say that to an individual, but it's a little of that vibe. And it's weird because as much as our lead character, if this is their ex who's still like clawing their way back in, or attempting to, or wanting to, it may be because this person is actually alone at this point. Whatever mistakes they made, whatever games they played, I think that they played themselves like totally out. If they connected to somebody else, guess what? That didn't work out one little bit. If they messed around and, they thought it was fun to cheat, it's funny. I don't think two cheaters can ever make it together, because they can't both be taking, right? At some point, it's like, well, shoot, I was trying to rob you of your emotions and all that, but you were trying to rob from me. Well, if nobody is actually the vessel that is like the full cup of, nourishment to siphon energy off of. If both of them were thinking they could steal it from each other, it's funny how that's going to peter out pretty quickly. And I think that might have been like a really harsh lesson that this ex learned. Our lead character, we've already talked about the ex plenty now. Let's just go back to our lead character and this new individual. I keep wanting to call them like like I say, the good guy, the good gal, the nice person who doesn't finish last this time. The open-hearted individual who's been through it themselves, who's not hurting over exes, just like our lead character is not. Prince of Swords. Things pick up pace. Ooh, I like this. So whoever our lead character has coming into their world, I would say, it starts out maybe with mutual attraction. Okay, we'll take those even though they kind of threw themselves out. They start out with mutual attraction, kind of gentle energy, but you know what? This person is not like a pushover. They're not somebody who's like just a pocket of lint in personality. This is someone who they have passion and power too, just like that Queen of Wands. First, the Queen of Wands might actually decide, wow, that person's really attractive. They seem so sincere. They're not a game player. They don't put me on the defensive. They don't make me feel like they're, necessarily out on the prowl either. They could start out as a friend, and then it's like, oh, but don't mistake and think that this person is somehow some weakling, or like they don't have intense passion, or that they don't have a strong backbone, because this person does. Don't think that they're not a leader either. This person is a leader. They're just not pushy. 10 of Staves, 6 of Sacred Circles. Heck yeah, this is starting to feel good. We got a 7 of Staves, we got the Hanged One, and then it's so funny because we also have the Hierophant. This is the one that could go to marriage. This is the person that, although it may be one of those things where it's like, oh my gosh, I really want to move this forward with this Queen of Wands. I'm taking direction. She hadn't quite seen me as someone. This person could surprise our Queen of Wands with a ton of passion. They could be a very good kisser. They could be extremely, sometimes until you get to know, because I feel like this person is very respectable on the surface. And until you get a chance to really get to know the innermost them, it's like this wonderful gift that you get to unwrap. It's like, oh my God, this person is like wildly passionate, incredibly giving, has a unique mindset. They are someone who, like, they have a lot that they have to share. This is someone that would be worthy of like really opening up to, and someone that you take the time to enjoy this incredible sweetness, because this is the one that goes to marriage. This is the one where it's like, I feel like this person delights the Queen of Wands more and more as she gets to know them. She sees, and maybe it could even be a shocker how much this person has actually had to endure. It could even be a little of that story where this Queen of Wands thought she'd gotten a raw deal, until she learns more about this Knight of Cups, who becomes that Knight of Swords, who becomes the Six of Pentacles, who becomes the person that she marries. She may keep gaining like respect for this person the more she learns about the struggles they've gone through, about the hurdles life has thrown their way. She might really say, oh my God, cannot even believe what an incredible catch I got. This person is worthy of me like getting to know them one grain of sand at a time, because this person, there's so much depth to them. This is super exciting. This is a really beautiful connection. I don't think that we have to worry about any kind of old brokenhearted ex stuff showing back up. That's not a part of this video at all. This is all about, when we decide that we're really gonna change what we want, how we want things to go, man, we get results, don't we? Very cool story. All right, I'm going to leave this very lengthy story. Thank you guys for being here as always. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. If you do enjoy my storytelling style, awesome. Thank you for so much. Giving it a thumbs up is super helpful to my channel to grow. Subscribing is super helpful. Thank you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I love hearing your comments and thoughts on the characters too. It's really fun. All right, everybody. Bye for now. I'll see you again tomorrow for the next bonus message. And then I'll be putting out some zodiac reads after this tonight. Okay, bye.